Imagine for a moment a bird so massive that its mere flight could trigger earthquakes and cause the ground to tremble. A bird so mighty that, when it drank from rivers, it could drain them completely dry. A creature so colossal that its majestic wings could block out the sun, casting the world into shadow like a solar eclipse. This extraordinary and awe-inspiring beast of the skies had the power to bring peace among creatures. Even the fiercest animals would cease attacking the defenseless in its presence. I'm talking about the Ziz, one of the most fascinating and controversial beings in Jewish mythology. The Ziz is known as the guardian of the birds of the sky, just as Behemoth is the protector of land creatures and Leviathan rules over the sea creatures. According to some legends, these three mythical beasts played a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the world. What makes the Ziz even more intriguing is its alleged mention in the Bible, a topic that has sparked intense debate over time. Was the Ziz truly part of the sacred scriptures? Or is it simply a myth lost in the nuances of Hebrew translations over the centuries? Unfortunately, information about the Ziz is scarce, making it difficult to dive too deeply into its history. However, in this video, I've set out to gather all the information available about this legendary creature. Together, we'll explore not only its role in the legends, but also the possible references that may exist in the Bible. If the mystery of this third legendary beast, as significant as Behemoth and Leviathan, fascinates you, then this video is for you. So don't miss it. Join me as we uncover more about the Ziz and its enigmatic story. According to various ancient writings, the Ziz was so immense that it completely dominated the skies, reigning as the king of all birds. It is considered a giant creature or monstrous being, corresponding to archetypal beasts. Rabbis have compared the Ziz to the Persian Simurgh, while modern scholars have found similarities between the Ziz and the ancient Greek Phoenix. The Jewish Haggadah states that just as Leviathan is the king of all marine species, the Ziz is believed to be the ruler of all birds. Its name is said to be derived from certain flavors attributed to its flesh. The Ziz is of colossal size, comparable to Leviathan itself. Its ankles rest upon the earth, while its head reaches the heavens. There is a Hebrew legend that tells the story of a group of travelers who, while sailing on a boat, spotted a gigantic bird perched on the sea. Although the bird stood in the water, only its legs were submerged, while its head touched the sky. The travelers assumed that the water must have been shallow at that point and prepared to bathe there. However, a celestial voice warned them not to, revealing that years earlier, a carpenter's axe had fallen in that very spot and had taken 7 years to reach the bottom. The bird the travelers witnessed was none other than the Ziz, with wings so vast that, when spread, they completely blocked out the sun, plunging the area into total darkness, as if during an eclipse. This majestic being left the travelers in absolute awe, amazed by their rare encounter with such a phenomenal creature. The wings of the Ziz are said to be not only enormous but also serve a vital purpose, shielding the earth from southern storms. Without these wings, the winds blowing from that direction would be far too destructive for the world to withstand. In another legend, it is said that one of the Ziz's eggs fell to the ground and shattered, causing a catastrophic disaster. It flooded 60 cities and crushed 300 cedar trees. Fortunately, such accidents are rare, as the Ziz typically lets its eggs slide gently into its nest. This particular incident occurred because the egg was rotten, and the bird carelessly discarded it. The Ziz is also known by other names, such as Renanim, meaning the celestial singer, due to its divine connection. It is also called the seer, because of its special link to the heavenly realms. Another name is nestling, as tradition holds that its chicks are born directly in the nest, without needing to be incubated by the mother. Like the Leviathan, the Ziz is believed to be a divine delicacy that will be served to the righteous at the end of times. This heavenly feast will be a reward for those who have abstained from eating impure birds and remained steadfast in their faith. Unfortunately, there isn't much more information about this magnificent creature. However, in this video, We'll explore whether the Ziz was ever mentioned in the Bible and if its story has any foundation in the sacred scriptures, or if it's merely a legendary myth. The supposed mention of the Ziz in the Holy Scriptures can be found in Psalm 50:11 and Psalm 80:13-14. But what do these biblical passages actually say? Psalm 50:11. I know every bird in the mountains and the creatures of the field are mine. Psalm 80:13-14. Boars from the forest ravage it, and insects from the fields feed on it. However, these verses don't seem to describe a gigantic bird capable of covering the sun with its massive wings as if creating an eclipse. This confirms that, in the modern translations of the Bible, there is no explicit mention of the Ziz. Despite this, I didn't want to be left with unanswered questions, so I decided to dig a little deeper. My first step was to find out exactly where its name comes from and how it translates into Hebrew. Thanks to the great scholar Google, I discovered that the name Ziz comes from a Hebrew word that, when translated into English, means shelf. But honestly, this doesn't seem to have any connection to a colossal bird of the skies, comparable in size to the Leviathan and the Behemoth. This led me to dig even deeper. I decided to search for the same chapters mentioned earlier, but in their original Hebrew version. When I did, I came across something I couldn't understand at all since it was in a language I don't speak. However, thanks to online tools, the process became much easier. The next step was to copy and paste the Hebrew word into a search engine, and I quickly found the exact references where this word appeared. Following this trail, I came across a site that pointed out the possible mentions of the Ziz and provided context for its meaning. During this research, I found a text that seemed to suggest something along these lines. I know all the birds of the mountains, and the Ziz of the field is mine. The wild boars of the forest destroy it, and the Ziz devours it. This text appeared to come directly from a Hebrew version of the biblical passages mentioned earlier. Although the connection is still somewhat unclear, it's evident that any mention of the Ziz, if it ever existed, has been lost or altered in the modern translations of the Bible. This remains a mystery that sparks both curiosity and debate. I know this doesn't confirm anything, but I didn't want to leave myself wondering if this word truly appears in the Hebrew Scriptures. And now that we know more, the question goes to you. Given everything we've discussed in this video, what do you think about it? Why do you think many ancient accounts claim the Ziz was mentioned, and that its reference got lost in the translation from Hebrew? Drop your opinion in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this topic. This is such an intriguing topic, and although I couldn't find more information, the little I did uncover absolutely fascinated me. Reflecting on the unknowns of the world and how these have been interpreted in different ways by various cultures and people throughout time offers us a unique perspective. Sometimes the legends and myths passed down through the centuries not only fuel our imagination, but also help us better understand the world and our connection to it. The Ziz, though a legendary creature, remains a mystery to many. Some consider it a giant and powerful bird, while others believe it's a symbol of protection and strength. Although this creature is little known in the modern world, its legend continues to be an important part of Jewish culture, and has appeared in various literary works and myths throughout the centuries. I hope this video has shed a little more light on this fascinating creature. Its story may remain a mystery, but its legacy endures in both Jewish culture and popular imagination. I hope to see you in the comments to share your thoughts on the Ziz and its incredible legend. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thank you so much for the amazing support. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.